Welcome to another instalment of Why Electric Buses Are a Terrible Idea. Only the insanity of net zero and the associated fire hose of government subsidies could possibly produce an idea as dumb as electric buses. Lack of range, length of time for charging, poor performance in low temperatures is just the start. In some cities they have to use diesel heaters to keep passengers warm when the weather gets cold. The batteries just can't handle it. So today we have a couple more tales of disaster from both Canada and the USA, as the fantasy of net zero collides with the reality of physics. If you're after EV and net zero sanity, you've come to the right place. Welcome to MGUY, British engineer and lawyer, now Sydney YouTuber. If you like my videos and content, please be sure to like, share and subscribe, hit the notification bell and drop a comment down below. Road to zero emission buses proves challenging for Minnesota transit agencies. Vendor issues, performance in sub-zero temperatures and charging station maintenance are among the challenges transit agencies face as they try to decarbonise their fleets. Duluth and the Twin Cities have been pioneers in the zero-emission bus transition. In 2015, Duluth received a $6.3 million federal grant for 6, ultimately 7, battery electric buses from Proterra. The buses, delivered in 2018, were the first of their kind to operate in Minnesota. Metro Transit followed in 2017 when it received a $1.7 million federal grant to buy 8 battery electric accordion buses from Winnipeg-based New Flyer, as well as associated charging equipment, for use on the C Line, a rapid bus line that runs from downtown Minneapolis to Brooklyn Center on Penn Avenue and Olson Memorial Highway. These buses were the first battery electric accordion buses to operate in the upper Midwest. Both the Twin Cities and Duluth have had problems with their battery electric buses. For one, they can't go as far as their builders advertised, in part because of the cold weather. Metro Transit's accordion electric buses were touted to go 150 miles on a single charge. Using garage chargers alone, electric buses can remain in service for 70 to 75 miles before needing to return to the garage. With en route chargers, electric buses were scheduled to be in service for up to 90 miles before returning to the garage, Metro Transit spokesperson Drew Kerr said. Metro Transit's battery electric buses are also less reliable than their diesel-fueled counterparts. A September 2023 presentation to the Met Council's Transportation Committee showed the battery electric buses broke down twice as often. The buses were also unable to meet 20% of their scheduled operating miles because they needed battery replacements, which were performed under warranty amid supply chain issues. However, their reliability is better than what it was in 2021, when they were out of service for most of the year because the agency could not charge them at their garage. Though the agency has since resolved the charging issues at their garage, they continue to have problems with their en route chargers installed at Brooklyn Center Transit Center. With their Brooklyn Center charger experiencing over 20 failures so far this year, the agency took them out of service in June. Duluth also had every possible issue with the chargers for the city's battery electric buses, which are proprietary. They would fail, they would not perform, they would experience malfunctions, glitches. They're extremely problematic right out of the gate, spokesman Dave Clark said. Though they were able to replace the chargers, Proterra has yet to reimburse the agency for doing so under warranty terms. As a result, the agency is seeking $1.8 million from Proterra, which includes the amount Duluth paid to replace the faulty chargers as well as to anticipate increases in maintenance costs. Duluth also had problems with its battery electric bus fleet. Between April 2019 and February 2020, the fleet averaged 7,717 miles between breakdowns, 4 times as often compared to their diesel counterparts. The buses struggle to make it up the city's storied steep hills and to keep riders warm in the winter. Proterra's technicians ultimately installed diesel-fired heaters and retooled their buses, incorporating those changes in their most recent model, the ZX5. And in St Albert, Canada, next to a scene of a previous EV bus disaster in Edmonton, things aren't going so great either. St Albert's electric bus is not lasting as long as expected. It's disappointing that the buses didn't live up to the hype, said Councillor Wes Brodhead. St Albert's 7 electric buses aren't lasting as long as the city initially thought they would. With initial lifespans thought to be 18 years, premature battery degradation and a host of fleet-wide mechanical issues has led the city to reduce the expected lifespan of the buses to 12 years, city spokesperson Pamela Osborne said. St Albert procured their buses from BYD Limited, a Chinese manufacturer of electric buses, bikes, cars, forklifts and more. BYD did not respond to the Gazette's request for comment. I wonder why not. Osborne said 3 of the 7 buses needed complete battery replacements within the first 5 years, and in one case a battery started malfunctioning after just 2 years. The battery replacements on our 3 BYD buses each took 80 days to accomplish and were out of service for the duration of the replacement, Osborne said, adding that the city has also experienced issues with the BYD-made bus chargers as well, noting that the chargers started failing after less than 2 years of use. All 7 BYD buses have received full propulsion component changes, including the drive motors, reduction gearboxes and hubs as well, Osborne explained. We have also had a fleet-wide replacement of compressors and high-voltage junction boxes, as well as numerous power inverters, modules, coolers and oil pumps. In 2017, the city estimated that the electric fleet would be able to drive about 233 kilometres a day in the summer months, but Osborne said the electric buses only average about 110 kilometres a day in the winter months, whereas a regular diesel bus can travel 420 kilometres a day. Only the environmental extremism of net zero can produce this kind of clusterfuck. Natural gas-powered buses would have been far more reliable and cost-effective, and yet still provided a significant reduction in emissions. But when the options are electric buses or nothing, this is what you get. So that's just about it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Drop a comment down below and let me know what you think. If you have any tips or stories, you can hit me up on Instagram or by email. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye for now.